can judge people.
I'm just asking you a question, sorry.
Can judge people like can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, people say when I'm. You said one talk again. I wanted to mean who talk clear to you, but you talk in the question. Hi, looking. Then you want post and now more word there again. Why not be looking to the talk? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office of OSP.
I think you explained to me that you come to get you say you carry the tea to the man. After you carry the tea to the man and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody, you getting very, you say, ask me too much question. Hey, just me things, say, make your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you,
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then do.
Okay, explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, like why now?
Go to school. The English say and any English.
Okay, sorry. What is sorry now? Sorry.
See, Ali, you take that. You take that.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say, I can take that
to explain. Okay.
Freedom Communication Incorporated brings to you Freedom Hub. Freedom Hub, a 2-hour informative forum where key issues are discussed to shift the destiny of our country positively.
The same allegation of corruption, there are multiple cases where current officials of this government are being alleged to be deeply involved with corruption. Why not subject them to the same treatment? If Master Kimia can be good enough to go to prison on allegation of corruption, I mean, Moda should be good enough to go to prison as well.
This is to me, you know exactly what happened up Capitol. You have the evidence to prove what happened up Capitol beyond all reasonable doubt. So we do not have to keep running in circles. Investigation is now a single day. The government of Liberia is an interest. It's a party in this case.
There's part of the many challenges in Liberia: poor education, joblessness, and underdevelopment. The question are, how will Liberians be reconciled with self-division, divisive, and destructive politics?
Let me address this private jet issue. My response may not go down well. As Darius Taylor, who campaigned against private jet, use of private jet against President Weir, I want to publicly apologize to President Weir. We did not understand the constraints and the reasons and the justification for using private jet.
What troubles me is to hear a sitting president, Joseph Walker, and his men to try to tear our country apart. We are a post-conflict nation. Our peace is fragile. What we need to do is to reconcile and bring our people together, not to separate us, not to divide us, not to destroy this country anymore.
How can Liberians decide on progressiveness and think on how they can build and develop their country? How can 178 hear the Liberian people on Freedom FM 87.9?
Guess what? Now people come and play. Oh, we didn't eat here with me then. Just start our man and they get a what's more than definition is taking for free bowl. I was there to you know it's on sale. We didn't buy it yet. Say na. We more than never. People going down there. It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now will you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. You say you coming to rescue your people. Oh, now why you to us? No, you even claim to even be the hero for your experience. But why you to us? So why the rest now stable? No job, no food to put on the table. No just for the poor. Once you not get no money, rest and show your kids can go. No opportunity for the youth. Instead of help people, they bringing poverty on the youth. Tell me why the people vote you for. You treating the people. I hate to say you not love. It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. That will you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people say not like you. You say you are coming to change things. But we're not seeing changes. Promises you made you and your rescue team. Stay, we not saying change. You made the whole country divided into two. CDC and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now on the top of the Liberian people suffering. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now on the top of the Liberian people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue. The people say not like you. That's what I yama 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 yama. I will have drama 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 drama. I leave you all sama 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 sama. To me you and your rescue team. Stay, we not saying change. You made the whole country divided into two. CDC and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now on the top of the Liberian people suffering. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now on the top of the Liberian people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue. The people say not like you. That's what I yama 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 yama.
Okay, with all of these streets in Monrovia drizzling from the rainy season, with all of the different roads across the country becoming increasingly challenged as a result of the poor nature of the roads in the hinterland of our country. In the midst of all of the different situations confronting the motherland, your country Liberia, our country Liberia will remain a firm nation. We will remain a nation belonging to all Liberians and not a particular group of Liberians.
I just wanna ask you one question. Now you give the rescue.
This is a country where the Mandingos, they gribble the crews, the Gio, the Bassa, the Mana, the Pele, the Gola, the Mende, and the Kisi, the Bella, the Dane. This is the country where every single Liberian is entitled to this institution. But again, we live in an era where a few group of Liberians think unto themselves monopoly over this country. They think the country is for they alone. A few of us in this country will always consider Liberia to be our personal property. And so when men around, when men of consciousness are around, it is important that we erect the necessary checkpoints so that our people will know, in all fairness, that regardless of whatever you think you are, irrespective of your political class, we are all Liberians. What a pleasant way to welcome all of you to Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Khan Oliver Kine. Today is certainly Wednesday, the 9th date of July 2025. We are gradually going towards July 17, when the civil society actors in Liberia will be advocating for the Liberian people on July 17 in what appears to be one of the biggest protest action to hit the Joe Baka's administration. What do we expect on that day? What's happening on the Wednesday to that event? What's happening, the second Wednesday to that event? And so on today's edition, we're going to be looking into the build up to July 17. We're going to be looking into the build up to July 17. What is it happening? What's happening in the country? What is the protest doing to Liberians? How are Liberians receiving the protest? What is happening in the country with this protest? What is it? What is the government doing towards this protest? What can citizens do as the protest is drawing nearer? And so all of these things will be brought on the spotlight today when I get deeply involved with the issues making the news in our country. By the way, budget shortfall has resurfaced in the administration of the Unity Party. Before, we used to know that Minister Amara Kone used to be, in fact, there was a nickname. There was a nickname for Minister Amara Kone, now Senator Kone. The people used to call him Minister Amara Budget Shortfall Kone. And that was under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's administration, the last term of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Minister Amara Kone was referred to as Amara Budget Shortfall Kone. And so under the Joe Barker's era of the Unity Party reign, we again have budget shortfall resurfacing in the country. The first quarter of the Liberian fiscal year is with a budget deficit of somewhere around $22 million in revenue. And so the government was unable to generate $22 million in revenue. And this is as a result of multiple factors. Too many reasons. Too many reasons. But what we know is the fact that there is a budget shortfall in the country. The first quarter has fallen short of the targeted revenue that they were supposed to generate. And so it is becoming more and more concerning. I'm told some people took their LD pay and they are still waiting for the US dollars at their ministries. Some people took US dollars, they are still waiting for the LD. And so there are too many things happening right now. Government projects are on stall. The roads they were building across the country, the roads they were trying to complete across the country. Government cannot furnish all of the different commercial banks. And so it is becoming a whole, a misguided situation. Too many things are not going on right. But again, as we tend to rumble into the issues, we're going to have a whole conversation here on 87.9. Let's take a break to be right back on your radio.
You wish haunting. Now when you're that one, let me rap me go free. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You know your rescue team. I said, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue. The people say not like you. That's what I'm yama. Mr. Rescue, I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want, then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cent United States dollars. You can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
It's about music. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. I'm about to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighter.
Okay, all right. So welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Kai. I'm back on the radio. There are too many things happening in the country that we intend to talk about, and of course, we are back. Sorry, we had to go to take care of some technical issues. But we are back on the radio. So on today's edition, we're going to be looking into several issues making the news in the country. So before we proceed, by the way, on today's edition, the cash giveaway is going to be going directly to those of you who will be playing. Those of you who will be playing the cash giveaway, if you are lucky, you will win for yourself between $7,500 Liberian dollars to $40,000 Liberian dollars. So it is in several categories. So it depends on what category the machine is going to select your number from. So once you are lucky, the machine will take her time. I mean, the machine will take the time to do a selection. If you are selected amongst the 15,000 category, you will win 15,000. If you're selected among the 7,500 category, you win 7,500. If you're selected amongst the 25,000 category, you win 25,000, and that also applies to the $40,000. Liberian dollars. Now everything I'm talking about are LDSO, Liberian dollars category. So the code is simple *255*1#, and that will place you in the line when you're successful, when you're lucky enough to be one of the successful winners. And so that is where we are at the moment in the country. That is where we are. This is the conversation we're having, and we're grateful that we are back on the radio. We're extremely grateful to be back on the radio. So there are too many things happening in this country we'll talk about. So July 17 happens to be the protest that is being organized by Moba Molu. Moba Molu is the former chairman of the CDC. He resigned from the CDC after the elections and decided to transition into civil society. So Molu organized an institution called STAND, a civil society organization called STAND. STAND decided to organize series of protest actions in the country, with the concluding date being set on the 17th of July. And that is about a week after next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be exact with the particular day, but the date is the 17th of this month. Now, when we interview Isaac Jackson, the spokesperson of the upcoming protest, the Enough is Enough protest, he made us to understand that the reason why they are organizing this protest is to bring to the attention of the Liberian government, especially President Joseph Boakai, the plethora of constitutional violations and practices of bad governance that the nation Liberia have encountered from the onset, from the very inception of the rescue agenda under the Unity Party administration. Now, some of the reasons why Stan is coming out to protest, according to what we gathered, is to remind the government of Liberia under His Excellency Joseph Yoma Boakai that the Constitution of our republic made it very clear that the bylaws of our republic made it very clear as to how governance should be done. In the wisdom of the organizers of the protest, the government came to power and decided to flaunt all of the laws of our country, especially positions that were legislatively set aside to be referred to as tenure positions. The administration of President Boakai decided to violate all of the tenure position protocols in this country. You saw the president, in the face of the Constitution, going from one entity to the other, dismissing tenure position holders for no justifiable reason and having them replaced with die-hard unity partisans, a flagrant violation of our laws. In the wisdom of the organizers, they see it as a constitutional threat. When dictatorship is gradually permeating the corridors of any country, it begins with the breaking down of the rule of law. And once the rule of law is finally, it's finally demolished to the letter, the dictator will show up. The difference between a dictator and a democratic leader is the Constitution. And so at the moment, you cannot refer to President Boakai as a dictator, because to a greater extent, we still have one constitution that the country is still trying to protect. But in the process of trying to protect this very constitution, it is being observed that the administration is not even doing anything that will even suggest that they intend to respect the constitution. And so some of the framers of the July 17 protests have decided to say, look, you know why? We will stage a nationwide civil action that will remind Mr. President that on the 22nd of January 2024, you swore an oath to protect, uphold, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. That Constitution, that law of the Republic of Liberia, that oath you took was to ensure that an individual is not unjustly removed from his position, especially when that position is a tenure position. More to that, the Constitution of our country provides that governmental opportunities in terms of job acquisition should not be on the basis of political system, should not be on the basis of political affiliation. The laws are clear that government opportunities should not be given to people on the basis of party sentiments. A qualified Liberian should have the right to work in any government ministry and agency, and he or she should not be, deprived based on their political affiliation. The framers of the July 17 protests have also noticed and observed, according to what we gathered when we interviewed them here, that the Boakai administration went to work and dismissed over 400 trained agents of the Executive Protection Service of the Republic of Liberia, the EPS. Now, the only reason why those guys were terminated illegally, unconstitutionally, until today's day, the government is still owing them, according to the framers, is that the guys were hired under the George Weah's administration between 2018 to 2023. Weah was elected president 2017. He became president 2018. Any Liberian citizen who was recruited, trained, enlisted to serve any security apparatus in this country, regardless of whatever you think, that citizen got the right to serve in that security apparatus, in as much as they do not, they are not in violation of any standing order. The only crime those guys had was the fact that they were recruited under the Weah's administration. Number two, the second crime was the fact that the immediate protection around the former president campaign paraphernalia of the former president during the campaign. These guys in power know that. Senator Darius DeLong is a witness. When Robert Salif told Darius DeLong to slave feud in 2011, when he betrayed Councillor Charles Walker Bronskin to support Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in 2011 at the slave feud, there are photos to that effect. There are videos to that effect. EPS officers were on the slave field with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf t-shirt, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joe Barker t-shirt on them in 2011. EPS officers. That's not a violation of any order. But regardless of the situation, you went and removed 400 plus of those people on the basis of political alignment. On our laws, your decisions should not be influenced by political sentiments. Now, that's not one of it. Corlinia Kratopa went to the Ministry of State, removed over 800 of Liberian people from the payroll of the Ministry of State. Their crime was quote-unquote supplementary payroll. Today, a GSC report has revealed that there are over 80 human beings who went to who were placed on the Ministry of State personal, how you call this thing, supplementary payroll, and the GSC could not identify any human being, social spirit, social ghost were on the payroll. Now, those Liberians were sent home not because they are not qualified or they do not have the ability to sweep the compound of the Ministry of State, but they were dismissed because they were hired within a particular time frame. And so because of that time frame, they were dismissed. Political affiliation. And I can go to John Siafa at the Monrovia City Hall. They went to the extent of dismissing people who were sweeping the streets of Monrovia, collecting garbage. They didn't stop there. The Monrovia City Corporation, there are several individuals who got dismissed for expressing their opinion. That's not it. When President Joe Barker got elected, prior to his inauguration, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Minister Sylvester Grisby, wrote NASCOM requesting for somewhere around $500,000. That money was given to the incoming president to purchase vehicles. That is an act of corruption. That is an act of corruption. NASCOM made that money available. Without coming to power, they started instructing people in authority to make money available. In the wisdom of the people from Stan, that is an act of corruption. The next one has to do with the selective nature of this government in the fight against corruption. You made Ami Moda to resign as Minister of Commerce on allegation of using government money to buy cars. You didn't send him to court. You didn't jail him. You didn't send him to pre-trial detention. You didn't allow him bail himself from the court. You didn't place him on travel restrictions. Rosalind Swakoko Dennis admitted to giving United Partisans $2-3 million of the Liberian money in Lofa and Magibi on instruction of people in the higher ups of the government. 2-3 million Liberian people money she admitted that she made available to United Partisans in this country. We have the clip, we can play it. She was also accused of being corrupt. She is under suspension, but there is no persecution. No charges brought up against her. She is moving around freely, no indictment. But others who were also alleged to have been involved with corruption, who were connected to the Williams administration, are going to jail. They are being arrested. They are being handcuffed. But the other people who are also perceived to be criminals under the Joe Barker era, under the Joe Barker wing, they are allowed to go and parade around the place. They can even travel. That, in the wisdom of the framers and the organizers of this protest, is by itself an act of injustice. It is selective justice. That's not the issue. I mean, those are legitimate points, but those are not the real issues. The real issue is the fact that the government of Liberia took money from motorcyclists You took money from motorcyclists. You collected money from pimping riders. You made them to obtain driver licenses. You made them to obtain their motorbike registration. You made them obtain all of their paperwork. They insure their motorbikes. And out of the sudden, you place a ban. You paralyze the entire motorcycle sector. You place a ban on it. You deprive them after exploiting them. That is a break of contract. You either refund the people money, or you allow them to operate within a time frame under which you gave them the permit. The driver license is a permit. The insurance is a permit. The vehicle registration, the motorbike registration is a permit. So until that can expire, you do not have the right to restrict them, to ban them from parading in the places that they apply for. Today, motorcyclists are suffering. Today, Liberian citizens are lined up on the street fighting for cars because you have restricted the movement of the people. You have instituted a draconian policy that is not applicable to current day Liberia, but because you want to prove a point, you've made the country terrible. For those motorcyclists, Malu didn't say they coming outside on July 17. That's not the only issue. A few days ago, Simenko has announced through an internal memo that they are increasing the price of of cement. Just the other day, Amos Square informed the Liberian people that there is an upward increment in the price of petroleum products. Beyond it all, the U.S. rate is increasing exponentially. Every day we are having an increment in the U.S. rate. If it is not 201, it is 202, it is 207. Liberian marketeers are going through hell on a daily basis, with over 80% of them expressing how the business climate is terrible. Today, schools are now accepting their school fees in 50 installments. Oh yes, today schools are now accepting school fees in 50 installments. The citizens of Grand Cape County, King George District, the citizens of Western Liberia went to petition a company working on their soil. The citizens went to ask the concession company operating in their traditional territory to live in accordance with the Mineral Development Agreement, the MDA. They started to protest. Their protest was peaceful. They were not destroying anything until the Liberian National Police went there and killed 3 of their citizens, 3 of their sons in cold blood. Then they became violent. Then they started to go on a rampage to do some destructions. But until their colleagues could be killed, they were peaceful. Police brutality is on the increase. To protest against injustice that a Turkish company is doing to them, their own rescue government took police officers to shoot and kill 3 innocent citizens in King George. For those innocent citizens stand Asa Jackson, Alexander Bede, Siriki Fofana, Moba Malu, and the rest of the Liberian people are asking the Liberian people to come up on the 17th. What do I say? I'll tell you my own input at the end of the show. That's not it. That's not the only thing. The other day, a little boy in King George, not King George, but Banjo area in Broadville, was shot and killed by a police officer. An armless civilian, small little boy, shot and killed by a police officer in Banjo. Oh no, the last time a little boy came from school with his mother in rehab, the police again shot and killed him and they say it was a mistake. The last time a soldier of the armed forces of Liberia, Bobby Mande, was found dead at the barrack, at the Shefflin barrack, and it was reported that he shot himself 8 times in the head. As we speak, an AFL soldier. Sir Harris is missing. He went missing on the 10th of November 2024. Till today's date, the Liberian people don't know the whereabouts of Sir Harris. For all of these issues, and the government is not concerned. For all of these issues, and the government is not concerned. Stan is asking that they will come out on the 17th to protest. What do I say? I will have my say later. Do I support it? I will make that decision later. Do I reject it? I will make that decision later. But we're only telling you what the Stan people told us that will constitute their reasons for coming out to protest. One of the other reasons why they are coming to protest, one of them told me that Stan as a that the Unity Party during the campaign, elements within the Unity Party went to a commercial bank in this country and took loan from the commercial bank under the guise of taking private loans. And when the Unity Party won, those guys who took the loan, they used the loan money to finance the Unity Party campaign to pay pool washers and buy green t-shirts. So when UP won, those guys went back to the government and told the government, hey, government, Liberia, and I know that we don't want to buy the green t-shirt to move Jawia from power. And so they play with all the money from that was loan. See, we're in power now. You got to build the bank out because if we will not pay our loan, the bank will go bankrupt. And before the bank go bankrupt, they will arrest them all because we credited the loan. They will take us to court, and we can go to court for money that will credit to bring us in power. So y'all got to build the bank out. This Unity Party government went to the Central Bank of Liberia, took $8 million of the Liberian people money and built out a commercial bank. A bank that provided loan to some of their partisans. That is injustice to the country. To take the country money and go pay political party debt. Because of it, Malu then say they're coming out to express themselves to the government, to the international community, so that the whole world will know that you have a government in place that will go to the national covers, take $8 million and go and build out their political debt. When you are in politics, you have to give your own money. You don't use government money to build out your political debts. Somebody instance said that's why they're coming out. Then the other guy said, Oliver, we live in a country where the Supreme Court of our country will issue a ruling declaring a legitimate speaker. And in the face of the Supreme Court's ruling, the national executive is still found doing business with an illegitimate speaker against the ruling of the Supreme Court. That is the highest violation of our Constitution. That is the highest disregard shown to constitutional order. That is a recipe for constitutional breakdown. And so, Oliver, if we do not come out to protest, the next thing that could happen, we will wake up one morning and we'll hear that the rescue government sold Liberia because the constitutional order, the constitutional democracy that we fought for will be broken down. And so that's why we are coming to protest. One of them said that. That's why they're coming to protest. Now, when you pile all of these things together, in addition to allegations of corruption, misuse of resources, misappropriation of government priority, initiatives, wasteful spending, in a country where citizens continue to suffer to have food to eat on a daily basis, the president took $1.3 million and went to Dubai and bought 2 brand new bulletproof cars. When the former president had already turned over cars that he just used for 1-2 months to the new government. Yet and still, the president took $1.3 million to go and buy presidential vehicles. The organizers of Stan protests are saying, in the midst of all of these things, we cannot sit and allow it happen. We need to come out. Even if the government will do whatever they want to do, we need to come out and express ourselves, let them know that we are Liberians. We deserve better. We were here when you promised that you will rescue this country. We were here when your campaign manifesto reflected on the effort you would have made to reduce or better so eradicate wasteful spending. How come you came to power in less than a year? You are purchasing 2 brand new bulletproof vehicles worth up to $1.3 million US. For some of the people in stand, they are coming outside because of the promises that were betrayed by this government. And to remind the government that you made some promises. To remind Mr. President that he made a promise that the children will no longer sell in the streets of Monrovia when they are supposed to be in school. Hey, Mr. President, when you go to Gardnersville in the morning, New Georgia Junction, you'll find over 200 little children with their blind parents and their disabled parents in the middle of the road. The beggars have increased. The beggars have increased when the president is driving in a $1.3 million bulletproof dual cars. Oh, yes. Twin cars. The 2 cars resemble $1.3 million from Dubai. Made special. Bomb-proof, bulletproof, all the proof you can think about. Witchcraft-proof and all. Now, in the midst of all of the different hardship in the country, you'll find ministers of government. The last time the head of LACE went across the country and had a very, very unrealistic budget. And he was caught. Shamefully, he was suspended. Yet to be prosecuted. Because once you are connected to the rescue government and you are alleged to be corrupt, you are suspended and given freedom to do whatever you want to do. If you are connected to the past administration, whether Ellen Johnson Sirleaf or George Weah, you are arrested and sent to jail. If you do not have bond, you remain in jail. That's injustice. For some of the people in stand, that's why they are coming out. That's not the only thing. You live in a country where the president will inform the entire country, where his ministers will campaign to the whole country and criticize salary harmonization. But he will come to power and refuse to revise salary harmonization. He will refuse to restore salaries to pre-harmonization status, but will prioritize buying BB cars worth $1.3 million for himself. Some of the protesters will not come. Some of the civil servants will not come outside because the government is vindictive. They will sack them. So they will send their relatives to come outside to protest on their behalf. They will be protesting because the government has lied to them. The government lied about restoring their salary to pre-harmonization status. It is now 2 years. There is nothing being said about it. You're still asking why Molu didn't come outside to protest? They're coming outside to protest because the government has since refused to take the National Reconciliatory Program seriously. They're coming outside to protest because the country is divided. Then even when the war was fighting, the government has refused to invest their time, their energy in genuine reconciliatory endeavors. You see them dividing the country through witch hunt, through their illegal removal and dismissal from jobs, to the point where people who are sweeping poo-poo and pee-pee on the streets of Monrovia are being targeted because somebody said they voted for George Weah. And so even the man who can clean under your car on the sidewalk, you are sacking him. Those are vices affecting the Liberian society that Molu and other people are fighting to solve. For them, they want to bring those things to the attention of the government. Sometimes people do things and they feel so comfortable about what they're doing. Sometimes they think what they are doing is the right thing to do. It will keep happening until somebody comes up to remind them that, no, this is not why we elected you. Hey, Mr. President, you need to do this. You need to do that. You are not proceeding rightly. You are not doing what you're supposed to do. Look at what's happening in the country. Look at what is happening in the country. For 8 months in this country, you had a situation of 2 speakers. A government unable to unite the country to the point where the National Historical Building, the joint chamber of the House of Rep of the Liberian legislature, got burned in the process. Lawmakers beaten. The police taking one-sided decision. The police is protecting a group of lawmakers protecting a group of lawmakers and inflicting bodily injuries on other lawmakers. The first time in the history of this country for us to see the national police beating one group of government officials and protecting the other one. They were defending Tomo Fala and bossing Luther Collins' hand. That's what they were doing. The videos are there. They have the evidence all over the place. And so folks instead are arguing, they're saying, in the midst of all of these things, we need to remind the president that this is what it is. Minister Sarah Beslo Yanti, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, introduced a fake scholarship scheme in collaboration with the Information Minister. An assistant minister at the Information Ministry at the time, Matthew Himplu, raised the issue that we came to rescue this country. We did not come to do 419. Stop telling Liberians that they should pay $250 to go travel when you know that you do not have it. Matthew Himplu said it. He was suspended, and because he's a man of integrity, he resigned. Guess what? The government stopped the program, but they did not refund the money of those who were seeking the scholarship. But you dismiss somebody, you force somebody into dismissal, you stop the program, but that man was suspended for exposing the program that you stopped. So if that man was lying, why did you stop the program? For those Liberians, July 17th is for them, according to the organizers. The office of the First Lady was involved with deep corruption, defrauding Liberians, wanting to go outside of the country to study the same scholarship thing. It came up till today's date. There is no hair, no tear, no investigation, no prosecution, no restitution, nothing. Liberians are hurt. They too need justice. Do I need to mention the deplorable nature, the deplorable state of the state-run university? The campuses of the University of Liberia, specifically the main campus, the CPHV stage. It is raining. You go to campus today, students who are into the vacation school, you go to campus today, you see them sitting in the midst of leakages, in the midst of leaking roofs. And at the end of the day, these things are happening, and the government is having deaf ears. Young boys and girls are being beaten. They are being flogged on a daily basis. They are being removed from the places they're supposed to sell. Their livelihood disturbed. The government is unable to give jobs to everybody in this country. The government is unable to do a lot of stuff. But they keep fighting those who decide not to steal. A good portion of the population in this country rely on motorbikes to hustle. You remove them unjustifiably for no reason. A few motorbike men, went and burned down one truck. Also, you stop all the motorbike men from coming to Monrovia. The last time a police officer left Central Monrovia, he took gun, went to Banja and killed the people their son. Should the people in Banja say, because one policeman killed our son in Banja, so we not want to see any police here anymore? We are banning police from entering Banja? Should the people in Banja say it? A PSU officer went to rehab and killed an innocent little boy. He said you're running behind people who are smoking drugs. He goes shoot a gun. The gun missed the person who you were targeting. The gunshot went and killed an innocent little boy. Should the people in rehab say, because a police officer came here before and killed an innocent boy, so no police officer should ever come to rehab? We are banning them. You don't punish the entity. You punish the individuals who are bringing disgrace to the entity. That's what you do. Monrovia has become a war zone. Every single corner, there is a checkpoint. You have checkpoint all over the town, yet you cannot control motorcyclists. With all of the checkpoints you have all across the country, you cannot control motorcyclists. That a single motorcyclist attitude or action, or a group of motorcyclists action, will deprive the rest of the other motorcyclists who are honestly dependent on the motorbike to survive. I heard again that KOKs will soon stop to Freeport and you will not come to Vartown. It is in the pipeline. That only because of shame, the University of Liberia free tuition policy is still living. And that also includes the WISE policy. Now, in the midst of all of these things, it is important to come and say, hey, Mr. President, you got to check break. This is not what you told us. That's not the Liberia you promised us. This is not the Liberia. This is not the rescue mission that was preached for all of the duration of the WIAS administration. This is not the kind of country you promised. And so, seeing it is 2 years, we don't want you to reach. Wait 5 years, you'll be wasting our time. We want to remind you now. For the organizers, that's why they are coming out. Do I support it? I'll tell you later on. Now let's go to the issue before we go to check if we can give some people some money. But it is *255 *1#. Like I said, once we are talking, keep playing. By the time it is time to do draw, when you win, they will call you. Like I said, any party whose show you play on, you can win on any other person's show. It doesn't matter. Once you play your number in the system, relax. Just keep your phone on. Anytime they can call you to get you money. Why this protest action is happening? I see on Facebook today a post from my good brother Nyanti Jinaro Tokpa of OKFM. His post that was done indicated that the Council of Churches went today to visit Mobile Molu at his stand office in Monrovia. I don't know what they went there for. I do not have the details of what the quote-unquote Liberia Council of Churches went for to Mobile Molu. I do not have that information available to me. I do not have it. But what I have is the fact that the Council of Churches went to Molu The Council of Churches went to Molu to intervene and ask questions. How your protest will be like? Y'all respect the law. Y'all turn the police will rock. Y'all be people. Y'all be orderly. Y'all be peaceful. I mean, those are the questions they will go and ask now. Obviously, that's what they will do. But this Council of Patriots sat here, including my own Methodist Bishop, Bishop Samakwa. They sat here and watched President Bwaka dismiss tenure position holders in this country. They didn't say a word because they all belong to the same social class. No, they didn't say a word because it was an action being taken by a Joe Bwaka who belongs to that same link. The Samuel Reeves, the Samuel Kwa, the Joe Bwaka. I mean, that their clique, that their level. What did they say? There is a constitution. There are several acts of legislations. There are several acts of legislations establishing these entities that are tenure positions. That got tenure positions. The Council of Churches got lawyers, Most of the pastors went to law school. Most of the pastors went to constitutional schools. They know the law. They know the Constitution. They know governance. They know civics. They know Liberia. They sat in this country and witnessed the president disregarding constitutional order. Dismissing tenure position left, right. A recipe for chaos. They saw that happen. They did not talk. Oh no. These pastors, these council of churches people did not talk. They didn't ask Joe Barker. They didn't tell Joe Barker that what you're doing is wrong. You are hurting people. What you're doing is wrong. You are breaking the laws. What you're doing is wrong. They didn't do that. What did they do? They were busy negotiating positions on the different board. Member of the board LPRC, member of the board LEC. Bishop and with clerical collar on their neck. They're negotiating for position on boards. As state-owned enterprises and public corporations. That's what they were concerned about. They were not concerned about a constitutional order being broken down by a president who swore an oath to protect, defend, and uphold the Constitution. They were not concerned about it. They were concerned about pastors. Imagine pastors or bishops who concerned about being on boards. They refused to call the government to order. They refused to call Mr. President to order. Today they go to Malu. Where you go tell Malu? What did you go to tell Malu on today? Where you go tell him? Oh, you go beg him? You're begging him because you want peace? You're begging him because your money you're receiving at LPRC, you don't want anything happening to it so that he doesn't cut. That's why you're begging Malu. You're begging Malu because you're a member of the board of LEC, you're a member of the board of MPA, you're a member of all of the other boards. You do not want your cut to stop. You don't want any interruption. You're not doing it for the country. If you clerical people, you pastors and bishops, if you were sincere to yourself and sincere to the gospel and sincere to the Holy Bible and Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you would not have sat quietly in this country and witnessed a government breaking down all of the laws. You didn't talk. You were concerned about the peanuts you will get, the crumbs you will get from the administration. You sat on here. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice in this country. When the court opines, no other person say anything, not even the president. You sat here, the Supreme Court said, this man is the legitimate speaker. That man is an illegitimate speaker. The executive branch of government, headed by the president, still kept the police behind a speaker who was illegitimate. Still kept the EPS personnel behind a speaker who was illegitimate for 3 weeks. In the face of a Supreme Court ruling for 3 weeks, they still kept the government facility, the government armory, the government army personnel, the government security, the government intelligence, everything belonging to a certain speaker, a legitimate speaker. They kept it behind an illegitimate speaker. This council of churches people, and for the rest of this show, I call them council of hustlers. It invested in sue me in heaven. The true God that we serve will judge between they and us. This council of hustlers sat here. They didn't remind the president that, Mr. President, you cannot be acting outside of the Constitution. You cannot have your police director continuing to supply police officers to an illegitimate speaker. Mr. President, this is a recipe for chaos. This is a recipe for tension. This is not good. This will not be. It will not bring unity. Stop. They didn't say it because one of them to LEC on the board. Because one of them to LEC on the board. They're on the board at LEC. One of them there. And it's scattered all of them all around. They're taking court under the cover. The greatest crime George Weah committed against this council of hustlers, they said George Weah went and bro, how they call it, papi, bleeding Nimle, and made him a religious advisor. He should have used one of them, the traditional BB pastors. He should have used one of them. Why am I going to bring one small pastor from down the line, Pentecostal church? He not use one pastor from the mainland church. Instead of take one of them from out of the Methodist church, the Episcopal, the Baptist, the Lutheran, the Catholic, or somewhere, and made them the religious advisor instead of going down to one Pentecostal church. Like Joe, we are crime. Council of churches, boom, bunch of them, the partisans, gang out together. Every day, Cotto Brown was issuing statement against Joe. We are in the morning statement, in the evening statement, in the afternoon statement. Every single minute there were statements being issued. You sat here, people who were trained to hold guns. People who were trained to hold guns. You sat here. EPS officers who were trained to hold guns. They were trained to take the gun together. They can dismantle it, grease it, put grease inside, pull it back together, and try it. That the kind of training they got. You sat here as counsel of blah, blah, blah. Hustlers. Y'all go sue me. You sat here as counsel of hustlers. Oh, yeah, I don't want to say it. My former church, the Mary church, my former church. Already, the bishop bring, the gating, regionalized, all that in them. We can't change it. We can't be in church where they go worship another church in America where doing gating. We're not going to be in nothing. You sat here in this country when the laws were being broken bit by bit. You didn't say anything. I followed the Speaker case from the start to the end. After the Supreme Court ruling, the Council of Churches, they went from place to place visiting Funati Kofa. Oh yes. From place to place visiting Funati Kofa and begging him. Why were they begging him? Funati told them, why are you begging me? The court said, I am the speaker. Go to the man who is seizing my power through the support of the sitting government. Go to them and tell them, say, y'all stop looking for problem. They man, the speaker, you're getting me entitlement. Why are you coming to me? That was Funati's response to them. What kind of council or churches? People will only want to defend the side where the government owns. I mean, how does that work? They knew that the government was supporting Richie Kuhn at the time. So they went to bake over, my man, you got to lead the team, you can't fight government. It's supposed to be you can fight government or it's supposed to be the truth. And I say this to you, the guys, the council of churches, before I leave. I got to leave you. I got to go talk to other people. You guys are politicians now, so we'll put you in the political bracket and have that conversation about you. Wherever the late Bishop Marco Bakala Francis is, peace to his ashes, may his soul rest in peace. He's ashamed of all of you. I go to any church, put me outside, I have business. Help me maybe I'll open my own church. I ain't got time. But the truth must be told. Jesus Christ that we all follow, when he went to a father temple and saw people doing gamble and doing all type of thing in the church, he flogged them. He didn't have dialogue with them. Some of the priests who were in the temple, they were 100 years, 200 years older than him. He, Jesus, he was at 33. He was 32, going to 33 when he started flocking them. He didn't care about the gray hair. He was truthful to them. The truth hurts. But that's it. A Nigerian proverb says, an elder doesn't sit in his chair listening to radio, drinking power while a nanny goat is giving birth with rope on the neck. I want you to listen to that thing again. Hold on, me drink water, then I'll come and say, I'll say that proverb the second time. In la bro, we can call it parable. Okay, I finished drinking my water. In Nigeria, there is a proverb that says, an elder, old man or old lady, who will sit in their chair, I bring it in simple English, in front of the house and be listening to the radio, drinking the palm wine. And they'll be looking at nanny goat, the goat the woman who giving birth. But while the goat giving birth, the goat get rope on the neck. The Nigerian proverb says, an elder who is involved with such practice is not an elder. No, you're not elder. You just one child with plenty age. Because you are seeing danger. And you are doing nothing about the danger. That's what this council of hustlers did. You sat there, the president was dismissing 800 people. Do you know what 800 human beings angry would have done to this country if they decided to take on the rampage? Do you know what that would have done? What did they do? They were busy on the cover. The party chairman, that pastor too now. So they were busy on the cover, reaching out to the reverend. Reverend, how to call him? What they call the reverend? The reverend was protesting to back out for a job. Luther Tape. Oh man, Luther, you know we are member of the full gospel ministry. Oh man, Luther send me up here and see board now. They were busy negotiating board membership. While the laws of the country were being brutalized, bruised, flagrantly violated. And you sit here in this country and you want to lecture us at about this moment. Why you go to Malu for today? Why you go there for? To go do what? That's what we told you. When something is starting from the beginning, you say it. When the child is small, that child start causing small cause in the community. Stop him. Stop her from causing. And you don't do it, the day your friend comes to you, that child will curse the hair out of you. And you can change them at that moment. So if you say you won't beat them, you'll be ashamed, you'll not do it. That's what you did to this government. Council of hustlers, that's what you did to this government. That's what you did to them. You made them comfortable in violating. Some of the people in government, they are your members. They attend your churches. That also applies to the National Imam Council. I know the chief imam, Ali Krai, he finished taking job. He ain't talking again. These people are your members. They go to your mosques. They go to your churches. When you look them in the face and tell them you are violating the Constitution, if the man don't want to go to church or eat communion, and you will put the communion in your throat, he will remember and say, that's true. I can't be acting wicked in the government. They are coming also. The way Reverend call me and advise me, the way Bishop call me and advise me, I got to listen. But Bishop not calling, Bishop won't contract. Bishop seeing wrong thing, he was talking about, hey, he won't contract. But by the time other people get vexed, they won't express themselves for the wrong things happening in the country. And Bishop say, my man, what do you want to do? Y'all turn right. Y'all make it play peaceful. Y'all burn tire. Y'all do the one. Bishop not asking that question because he want peace. Bishop asking that question because he doesn't want anything must stop his gasoline, his trash car from coming regularly. That's why Bishop asking that question. This is Freedom Hub on 87.9. Let's say this to our people. We do not hate Joe Bwaka. We do not hate this administration. What we hate is double standards. We hate people misusing the Liberian people. That's what we hate. I saw EFFL. What is his name? Emmanuel Gonkwe. And he posted a whole long thing about protests, how they will not have to protester will not have to stop people moving from one place to the other, and all of the things he had to write. But the general theme and concept of what he wrote was to question the protesters, to question their motive, to question the triggering impact of what they want to do. This same Gonkwe on June 7, Henry Costa protests, he had a whole group up Capitol Hill that you can call EFF Youth Command. They were there dancing. They were dancing on that Gonkwe horse that was not to a living room, that on car road that other people can use to go to their offices. Gonkwe then blocked that road. Emmanuel Gonkwe is arguing that the protesters should not block roads so that their leaders in the government will have the chance to go to their offices. Emmanuel Gonkwe, Akara Gray, was a lawmaker up Capitol Hill. His office was in the Capitol building. When you and your EFF L Youth Command went to Capitol Building and started drawing circle and dancing and celebrating and cussing Joey out on that day, June 7th. You didn't know that you were blocking Akara Grey Horse rule? Office rule? Dixon Sibo out of office in Aston Capitol Building. On June 7th, he's supposed to have gone to the office. You don't know that on the day you and your youth command were dancing and insulting the president at the time, didn't you know that other people's office role you were blocking that day? Didn't you know? No. Hold on. Emmanuel Tikon Swen was a deputy minister at the Ministry of Lands, Mines, and Energy. They play my man Cooper passed away then working. Oh yeah, my man Cooper passed away then play the working. On June 7, Emmanuel Tikonti Swen could not go to job because you, Emmanuel Gonkwe, and your other people, Henry Costa and your block a road leading to other people's office. So what moral ground do you have to question protesters stopping other people from going to work? That is how hypocritical this country is. And you know what? If the country continues like nonsense on its own, the way Ghana looking Nana. I'm saying the way Ghana is at the moment. When you get in airplane Nana, you go to Ghana. The way Ghana looking, the way Accra looking. If Labrador continue on that kind of funny note, the kind of funny perception, where Emmanuel Gongo then get that if it is not you, then it is not good. If the country continue on that kind of note, we may not even reach to where Ghana is until God can cancel the whole F thing. Read my lab again. Listen to me. The kind of deception in the country, why is he passing and fighting over membership of BO, then speaking truth to government? Where civil society actors will be defending a particular government against a particular policy that they once preached, like what Emmanuel Gonga doing. If the country continue to run like this, if Ghana says stop developing until God can, will not catch up with them. Hello? Are you listening to me? I'm saying to you, if Liberia continue like the way it is, it'll tell Ghana, say Ghana, don't build new building. Don't build new road. Don't build new thing. Just be painting the building and over there. When the road and bossing, be passionate, be keeping the current on. Don't do new development, nothing. If we don't change our attitude, it'll just tell Ghana to stop building new things. We may not catch up with Ghana. Because that mindset is terrible. It is hypocritical. It is dangerous. That's the kind of mindset you guys have in this country. That's the kind of mindset you have in this country. Hello? Gonkwa is on Facebook talking how the other people's offices were blocked. Other people's offices roads were blocked. Oh, Malu when I block other people's offices road. Other people's offices road. Don't block it. Hey, I need to remind you that the Capitol building was the office of the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Joel Howard Taylor, at the time. Gonkwa, when you blocked that road, you didn't know that you stopped Joel from going to work when you blocked Capitol Hill in front of the mansion. The executive mansion is the official home of the president. President Weah had access to go to the mansion anytime. When you blocked that road, didn't you know you were stopping a certain president from going to work? Or if a certain president, George Weah, can be stopped from going to work, a certain president, Joe Baka, cannot be stopped from going to work. I mean, how are we rationalizing in this country? Who swear Liberia? Who swear Liberia? Who swear the country? No, I'm asking you who on the live. I'm asking you who swear the country? Who swear the country? Look at the disgraceful thing that happened. Then we'll take our break. We'll come out. We'll take calls. I'll just take calls through all. I will take calls to ask Liberians whether they will support the protest. At the end of the show, then I will tell you whether I will support it or I will not support it. I will not talk soon. I will want to hear from you first. But look at the disgraceful thing that happened in the country. The government started parading around the place. Our budget is 800 million. I mean, if a whole budget that went through an illegitimate process, a budget presided over by Rachel Kuhn. At the time, you were not speaker. He presided over the budget. That's an illegal budget. Minister Gaffan in the future, any serious government after Joe Baka in the future can sue Minister Gaffan for spending Liberian money under an illegitimate arrangement. Any serious government can sue Gaffan for doing it. And the records are there. We are keeping it. But here is the thing about it. The government boasted. These guys in power boasted that they got sense. They got plenty of knowledge. They got all of the education. They have all of the ability. Oh, yes. They may not get paid up to now. I said it in the morning. One of my police officers on Grand Bassa called me up to now. They received June pay yet. The police people. People come and protest. You don't pay police people yet? In the country? People come and protest. You not pay police people yet? Hello? Minister Gaffan boasted in this country, the United Party people boasted in this country that they have all of the welfare, they have all of the political sophistication and the educational know-how to run the affairs of the republic. That's what they boasted about. They lied all through the campaign. They were flamboyant in their actions. They were very, very, and I mean it to my teeth, they were very, very boastful. Oh, that thing was Sarah and Leona Joey, it will not happen. Let Joey go, man. Let Joey go. Let Joey go. Today, a report published by the Liberian investigator. And I'm going to go to the report. An LRA report, which was published by the Liberian investigator. Look at the disgraceful thing happening to this country. And you say people do not have the right to come out to protest. And you say people do not have justifiable reason to come and protest. Are you happy with what happened in the country? Are you happy that the president is riding in a $1.2 million Jeep? Two brand new from Dubai. When on a watch, Simeko come and carry cement price up. Gasoline price already up. Basic commodities prices rising. The price we used to buy for egg, we're not buying it with the same money anymore. Everything you used to buy, when you go out for it, the price up. But the president is riding a $1.23 million. I mean, double car. And you say people do not have justifiable reason to come out to protest. You don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do it. And you think we'll sit there and put our hands between our legs and allow these things to happen? We love this country. We love Mr. Bwaka. We love President Bwaka. We love Jeremiah Cohn. We love the United Party government. We love Liberia. But we will not sit and allow this country to spoil. We will not allow our law for these people to damage the country. Mr. Bwaka became president because there is a law that says when you win election 50% plus one, you are the president. Even when there is a certain president, you are the president. That's why he became president. So how come he came to power and started breaking the same laws? And you pastors, you civil society actors, you kept mute. You were concerned about the peanuts, the crumbs you were gathering from the table of Brahma Kamara. Now Augustine Gafwana, you were gathering crumbs from Emma Tue, Sekou Dukle. You were concerned about going to Mo Ali and getting checks, getting paybacks. When laws are being broken, the same laws that made President Bwaka president, those laws are being violated, broken down. You didn't say nothing. And today, a group of Liberians wanting to express how dissatisfied, how disenchanted, how angry they are with a government that was supposed to be a liberating government. And you won't question the sincerity, the justification of their action. How do you do that? Let me read this paragraph, then we go. We'll take calls and we'll come back. I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me, my dear people. Hold on. Oh, yes. on, Yeswa. Hold on right there. I want you to listen to me. Oh, yes. I want you to listen to me. This is terrible and we're not going to allow it. Hold on and listen to me. Are you there? There is an LRA report. Under the report, go to the report. You'll see something called executive summary. Executive summary. It says during the first quarter, the Liberian Revenue Authority collected a total of $179,630,000 against an approved quarterly projection of $201,660,000. The government is going to generate $201,600,000+ in the first quarter. The first 4 months, I can call quarter. Hello? The first 4 months, I can call quarter. Yeah, divide a year into 4. Yeah, 3 months. 4 than 3 are 12. Yeah, 3 months. The first quarter. They were supposed to generate $201 million in the first quarter. It did not happen. You know what they generated? They generated $179 million. They have a budget shortfall of $22 million. We're not crazy in the country. That 2 things can happen in those kind of conditions. To have a budget shortfall in revenue generation, it shows that a possible 2 things could happen. Number one, either the men collected the money and they did not pass it through the system. So they collected the taxes. They didn't record the taxes they collected because they choose to use it outside of the system. That one. And so at the end of the day, they can get every money from somewhere else to fill it up to what was projected for that particular quarter. So automatically, they will have a shortfall. And that's why you see the budget shortfall thing, it always associated with Unity Party. They can spend outside budget too much. The money get into the system, Google. Straight from there, they redirect it. That they won't get plenty of extra account. Extra. They just redirecting it. Or how much there? 3 million, put it on the side. Put 2 million in government revenue. Number 2, the second possibility is the fact that the country is tough. Businesses are no longer generating resources, and so they are not paying their taxes appropriately. It could be the second reason why projection was not achieved. Some offices took pay for June. They took LD. They're still waiting for US. Some offices took US for June. They're still waiting for the Liberty. That is how crazy it is becoming. In the midst of all of this suffering, the president drives a motorcade of $1.3 million. I mean, the papa is old. Nobody can argue that. I mean, he's an old man. How you want to do a $1.3 million motorcade? Two brand new cars, bulletproof, made from Dubai. Assembled in Dubai. How do you do that, man? Come on. How do you do that? Why people are suffering in the country? That's what I was saying, Lotun. Why people are suffering in the country? Instead of focusing on issues that will transform the Liberian people, the president is busy. The last time he left from here, he went to Lofa to go have program for 4 counties, when the entire country is supposed to be united. And so all of these things combined, plus the hunger in your stomach right now, you will listen to the radio. Plus the anger in your heart, you won't go home and you not get car to go home because Greg Okomo told the motor from on the road. All of these things happening, plus the anger in your heart, you are used to say 4 cup of rice in your cocoa shop, and this time you can't even sell 1 cup of rice. All of this anger plus many more are the reason why Molu didn't say they coming also on July 17th. We'll go to break. We'll go to the line and we'll go to take our break. When we come back, we take calls. But as we are going to our break, remember star 255 star 1 hatch is the code. We'll check it. If we have several of the winners there, we will select one or two person, and call them to give them some money. Today is 7,500 Liberian dollars on the jackpot day. 7,500 is the least. Somebody could win 15, somebody could win 20, up to 40. Star 255 star 1 hatch. Let's take a break to be right back.
Guess what? Then people come up here. I swear. How we they eat here with me then? Just start our men and they get it right. What's more as edition and signing from Freepo? I was there to, you know, it's on sale. We didn't buy it yet. Say, we didn't want to stop putting it by. We're running down.
It's a rescue. I just want to ask you one question. Now, will you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. You say you coming to rescue your people. Oh, that's why you to us. You even claim to even be the hero for your experience. But why you to us? So why the rest now stable? No job, no food to put on the table. No trust for the poor. Once you not get no money, rest assured your kids can't go. No opportunity for the youth. Instead of helping body, breaking poverty on the youth. Tell me why the people vote you for. You treating the people. I hate to say you got no love. It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. That will you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. You say you are going to change things. But we're not seeing changes. Promises you made you and your rescue team. We're not seeing changes. You made the whole country divided into two. CDC and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing.
You are downsizing. You're right sizing.
People suffering.
Just recently at the airport authority is about to downsize and right size people.
Tell me who you rather give the.
And so if these things are not sufficient enough to rise the temper of the Liberian people, if these things are not sufficient enough to danger, to trigger, to arouse the anger of the Liberian people to come and say, hey, our government, we brought you to power, we got to say something to you. If these things are not sufficient, I don't know what kind of mindset you have. And so the protest is July 17. According to the protest organizers, it's going to be peaceful. I don't know what's going to happen. But again, we'll be asking you, the Liberian people. All of what I said are reasons the protesters say they want to come out. What is it? What is your own position? How are you going to respond to this news? What is it from your end? And so these are things happening in the country.
You say you are going to change things. But we're not seeing changes.
We will take few bars of this song. When we come back, we will go straight to the lines and take calls on all of the issues. Remember to dial star 255 star 1 hatch. We are hoping to give some people a lot of money today. I'm seeing the numbers going up. But again, the question will be, are you going to be part of the protest? Are you going to be coming out to tell Mr. Bwaka that you are the president, elected by the Liberian people, protected by the Constitution, and so you ought to uphold the very Constitution? What are you going to do? How are you going to respond to the protest? Will you be coming out? Will you be taking bag of water to the protest ground? Or will you call Mama Malu to give him some bag of rice and support? What exactly are you going to be doing? An AFL senior soldier up to this point is missing. His parents crying every day. They know where he is. Officer Sir Harris went missing on the 10th of November 2024. The government kept mute. The government said nothing about it to the public. His family had to come outside to come and advocate. Abu Shari had them this morning. I had them last week. All of these, plus many other issues, are forming the basis of the protest. And so if you'll be a part, we'll open up the line for you to call us. But let's take a few bars of this particular song from Takun Jezo. Takun Jezo is the hip hop king. Let's take this one down and bring you it from the top, then we go to the lines.
It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now will you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say not like you. You say you coming to rescue your people. Oh, that's why you to us. You even claim to even be the hero for your experience. But why you for us? So why the rest not stable? No job, no food, no food on the table. No justice for the poor. Once you not get no money, rest and show your kids get poor. No opportunity for the youth. Instead of helping people, bringing poverty on the youth. Tell me why the people vote you for. You treating the people. I hate to say you now no love. It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. That will you give the rest?
Okay, so you can call us on 0886 500 104 0776 104 104 are the numbers to join the conversation. My name is Khan Oliver Khan. We're here today on the loan presentation. Princess is not available on today's edition. The numbers are available. Those of you outside of the country can join us on +231 86 500 104. Those of you in Minnesota, Fargo, all across the East Coast, West Coast. Those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in the Middle East and North Africa, it is up to you to call us on those numbers that you already know. And let's have a conversation here on 87.9 +231 86 500 104. The first person, go ahead. How are you? How you doing? Let's hear you.
Hey, KOK, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. I'm upbeat, very energetic. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, KOK, you know, we have taken a precedent that we have taken a president that we elected. KOK, I'm just following the Africa Summit. After President Bouakai has spoken, okay, you know what?
Go ahead. We're not getting you.
After our president has spoken, President Trump.
Oh no, you got to call us back. Your network is terrible. Please call us right back. We want to know exactly what you are talking about. Let's go back to the line 0886 500 104 776 104 104. This question. Hello, how are you? How you doing?
Yeah, hello.
Go ahead, man, Victoria.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to tell you my boy. If I have what will protest for? I have Joe doing the president. We are done. When Porter was leading the protest, and my husband was info. Blocking all the ministry to that will not come out. Not yet. And my husband enjoying the government yet. When the family enjoying, we are in asset property, we are suffering. We tire. The downtown people stay. And I'm putting asset property. They're taking the money, putting the money in your account. We are all stressed, we are suffering. We are certain things.
Okay. Thank you very much. She said enough is enough, so she's supporting it. Go ahead, end your thought, madam. Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. I was just saying, I'm following the Africa Summit presently at the White House.
Okay.
It is so laughable as seeing like Brent commenting because President Joseph Bouakai is sitting in that gallery. Does that mean he have an impact? Absolutely not. After he has spoken Trump locally and say, you can speak good English. Is that English we want to speak over there? He just saying, oh, we stand with America. It's about global peace. You're not even presenting a case of peace in your nation. You don't present anything. You just say, oh, say we're America, we support America, and Donald Trump is looking at you and telling you, say, we can speak good, you can speak good English. It's about time that the breast stand up. And I say United Parties is commenting. Can you imagine so disgracefully when the president cannot even able to represent because they want to see the man in the warehouse? Josh, we have entered the warehouse several times under Donald Trump and under Biden.
Okay.
So they're not key issue.
Okay.
We want Liberia to improve. We want to represent our case.
Thank you. Thank you. We leave you right there. We got to rush on the time. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. Hello, how are you? How you doing? How are you, sir? Go ahead. West Point, go ahead.
Nothing can stop the protest. Educating our people in the township of West Point. Talking to our people who have been selling fish on the beach. Who have been selling the market cannot understand the market, cannot get nothing for the market because of the attitude of Joseph Boga is crazy. They kill people money. It's crazy. All kind of money, for the kind of money. People that they are paying on the beach, they cannot see anything. We are educating the people in the West Point. People will be on the protest. What to do that way?
Okay. Okay, we'll leave it right there from West Point. Let's talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. Let's hear you. How you doing? Hello? Listen to your phone. You the international caller. Quickly. Okay, we'll leave it right there. When you call on the international phone, please listen to your phone and do not listen to your radio. Your radio is slower than the phone. Go ahead. Let's talk to this person. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, guys. How you doing, brother?
We're great. Go ahead. Let's hear you, sir. Quickly.
Yeah, guys. This is David King, and I do join you for my residence. You see, guy, Boga right to say what he's saying. But we can remember here in 2019, Boga and other people like Bo Ali, who was the spokesman for the Council of Petra, Darius DeLong, Yake Korba, they blocked the way of the president. And the protesters, they were disobedient on them, water was given to them, nobody ever be there. It was not like they brought war or they brought bazooka. But today I am surprised to hear from our brothers on the other side saying that they protest going to bring war, they are making all kind of threatening statements. Nobody telling you say we protest because war. We are protesting because of bad government.
So will you be protesting?
Guys, do I have any reason to sit to my house and be listening to the radio?
Okay.
I have a reason to be out there because my life is not better.
Okay.
After 1 year and a half, my life has become so defined on a worker. When I go for Georgia, I am not in that kind of state today, even though I did not work in Georgia government, but I think my business, I was doing everything was relatively cash, and I was earning enough cash to keep myself up, but right now I cannot do that.
Okay, thank you.
Things have become so challenging.
Thank you. We'll leave you right there, David King. Sorry we have to cut you off. Let's take the doctor of Man CC quickly, Man CC. 1 minute, go ahead.
Thank you, KOK. I want to tell you, I know Bongo or kind of Bongo or whosoever are asking what they want to protest. I want to tell you that my children will pay on personal we administration free of charge. I was laying that in my bed when they pay when they train a better result I would be. Today, they are being cast on a banker. That's what I'm going there for. 2, I call me, I'm going to the toilet. Let me say, which is they don't say what in the now you go all the way in the separate tests I pay in that. You see that going to the reserve, I'm going there for so you not know. Our country, we are suffering our own country, our own men, what they're doing, they're not doing it. So the one who's going to tell them what they're doing is not correct. For the other one person to move speaker, you spend all the money, all the resources in this country. Today you go budget up. The one who's going there for to tell you what you carry the money, tear up. Today you are rising fence what people 1 million, 1 block. Today as an old man, you write up going to Asoka and you telling us that things are going to be better and now you're not better on your leadership. So we are getting out of 10% worker in now we tire. If you tire, we'll continue to turn it over to us. So the opposite will come and take over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Man CC. We leave you. We talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? *25 *1#. Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lucini Vani. You calling from Delaware?
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, Lucini.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, KOK. And I want to say to the Liberian people, KOK is siding for our country at this point in time. You know, one of the major problems for me I have with Liberian is the dishonesty and the hypocrisy. Because the same people that are talking about, that complain about protesting KOK, these people were protesting the entire session. Even, I think the only time they didn't protest was during the 2 years of COVID-19 in Liberia. But if today the same people will come and complain about Liberians going through the refugee channel to protest, and then they will come and start talking about why the people protesting, it's just sad. Protest is the constitutional right given to the citizen. But apart from that, I'm in America listening to the African Summit here. I thought I was supposed to listen to Boakai talking about something important for the Liberian people. I didn't hear anything like that. Only one or two words, praises he gave the United States and forget about it. But what about the innocent people that are losing their life in the country? What about the unsafe situation that are going on in the country? How can an investor come in the country when the country is not safe?
When AFM go missing since November 2024, we can find him. So man go missing. You said Chinese man will bring business here. Huh?
That's the question when we ask, and people trying to come to justify. It is sad time for our country, KOK, and the right thing that the citizens doing is for their voice to be heard. They should not be deterred, but always stand out and speak out until the right thing can be done for that country. Thank you, KOK.
Thank you very much, Lucinda Vanny from the United States. *255*1# is the call to play, and when you're lucky, you're gonna win for yourself. Oh yes, easy, very easy. Between 7,500 to up to 40,000. Let's talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Sir?
Hello, sir. How are you, Chief?
Yeah, this is Mr. Joe calling from Bonneville Road.
Bonneville Road, sir. Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. For me, I'm not supporting the protest, actually.
Okay.
And my reason is very simple.
Your phone is, I mean, we're hearing you in the background. Can you move away from your radio, sir?
Okay, I'm out there.
Yeah, you're live. Go ahead, sir. Quickly, let's hear you.
Okay, and my reason of not supporting this protest is very simple. We have had a lot of protests, but you are letting us nowhere. So I think before you protest, we should look at how long people take you again to go in country of Liberia. Thinking about Liberia, I should be protest, and not actually fail of it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. We leave it right there. Let's leave you and talk to this other person. Hello, let's talk to the person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay.
You heard the other guy say he's not interested.
Now he let him go to sleep. Say not interested in the protest.
Go ahead.
I just stay up for you. I want to say thanks to Excellency that the Georgia government we have putting a break on the mat today.
To the issue, stick to the issue, stick to the issue.
Yeah, okay, to the issue. Okay. Let me be friend to you. Like Congo where man, Congo that barrel, every even the put a step outside. The four whole staff place about 6 to 5 people sitting down, look at that whiskey, they're drinking. So he set up for every day over every day. So he said about the fee, he said about the brother, tell up on that protest yesterday was good for the pray about today is not good. He wasting the time because for me, the fire crash about the point in my LEC. The food was also get my children to cook. They will not cook. I will stop them for that particular day and we'll go on that particular program to make sure we will protect in terms of program that enough is enough. He is not going the country the rightful way. Okay. People are suffering. If the laboratory I get all the 1,000.
Oh, you mute. You
all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's a shame to see a government to corruption. Corruption can't make it cheap in the one project like when cheap in the farm, make it a quarter. Now how do I go government looking at? So we will come out here with a number that will be nothing will stop us. Even if we need a so to get up of the place.
Oh, okay. Okay, Dada. All right, Dada was sorry your line went broken lately. But let's talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. Let's hear you. There should be Poker Robert. Good evening, Poker Robert. Let's hear you quickly. No time.
Thank you for that magnificent recommendation, my dear brother, and thanks for the work you always do for our beautiful country. For the recommendation, I'm Poker Robert, and I join you this evening for our unknown destination.
Unknown destination where you're supposed to be in the nation's capital. Go ahead. Anyway.
Come again?
You are at an unknown destination where you are supposed to be in Morovia. Go ahead.
okay, how will you be saving Monrovia when the rule of law that even govern the state that represent everybody's interest, the rule of law is not respected? Then you tell me that you just the destination. Okay. Are you kidding me? On a regime that does not even respect the rule of law. If anything happens to you, who will you also? The president break and they respect all of the law, like what they to protect you. You better protect yourself. But over to the issue. Okay. It's very sad to see the guys every day marketing their ignorance and their irresponsible behavior. Because nobody will behave responsible when you did something yesterday or you said today, okay, will not do it. It shows how ignorant and irresponsible you are. But let me tell we don't need a permit. The scene where Bwaka supported a protest, he was in front of it with his full flesh and blood. The 27 protest that they said they don't need a damn permit. They even damn at the permit. Every protest said it. That they don't need a damn permit for drugs we have to protest. But I was all supporting it.
At that time, you were with Henry Costa. I can remember.
No, I'm coming. Okay. We said anything long time that we were misled. We were misled from the fake propaganda of the guys. It never how to rethink our own understanding. And we understood that what we were doing, it makes them well. We're not saying that we're not adapt. We're not deviate. No, we won't do it. We'll be very realistic to the discourse to the public. So at that time we were misled. But we get to understand the impact of what we have developmental oriented or services.
Okay.
It is how we keep back to ourselves. But to the point, we don't need a permit to conclude.
Quickly.
We don't need a permit for any just means of protest. First of all, we have the Article 17 that will be gathered back. And now Article 17 will but now you will be afraid of what you're doing.
Okay.
Even
we will leave you right there. You were not charging the police director. Yeah, I will not allow that. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? How you doing?
Good afternoon, Oliver. How you doing?
We're great. There should be Edmond Carr, the man who is always keeping the feet of the president to the fire. Go ahead, Mr. Carr.
Thank you for the recognition. The variable are there. There is nobody that's going to ask for why are we coming out to protest. To protest, let us come ask your own government. If it will be you want to tell me that it's that wrong? They can't flex in a spot. They are so careful that you let us live on Iran and Israel war that only lasted for 12 days and staying in there. We are coming out to protest because we are not working. It took our brothers to their job and our girlfriend or our wife are selling on the street to be able to help them with the children in the home. You also chase them from on the street. We are coming to tell you, say, it's up. I'm going to get some sector. You guys have not noticed this? This is the highest statement of the we have seen the economic change of the country. Look at the U.S. rate. Today, 205, 203, 204. The government is saying nothing about it to see how they can try to reduce some of the tension on the Nigerian people. As we speak, transportation is about to stop racket. One of the first ones that we are seeing. Only because the government is continuously increasing the gasoline price. Let's look at police brutality. Police is one of the things to protect life and property. When the citizens talk about protest, you see the police actually jumping on us. He tried to be journalists. When you want his sport, by telling the words that protesters will be coming up, they are keeping guns in their home, they'll be taking them to the protest ground. We don't need that police RG that is getting us scared.
Okay. Thank you. We had to cut you off. Let's talk to this other person. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you quickly. No time. We got to go. Hello?
Thank you very much, Oliver. And thank you for the show as usual. I just want to say to the Laben, my name is GT. I'm calling from Canada. And I want to say to the Laben people, it will be good that you go out to protest. because you are protesting for the truth. You want to know the truth about what happened in the Capitol building fire. And what is going on right now is enough. And if you feel that you cannot afford higher taxes, and if you feel that you are not safe to walk in the street at night, and if you feel that your children are not getting the education that they deserve, and you are sick and tired of corrupt government officials, then you need to go outside and protest. That's what you need to go and protest for. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you from Canada. We come back to Liberia. Let's talk to this person. Hello, sir. How are you? How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear brother.
My name is Rick Leo Pico. I'm calling from Broad Street.
Broad Street, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you, Chief.
My brother, I don't want you my best friends. When you might go where they just proving themselves to who they are. Yeah, they keep working. I can never see photos of people carrying press up the regions. We are trying to say they were there, civil service, and the political party. The United States was supporting the president when the election time. You don't look at the men, look at the men. We're not see there. You don't let them find the right to who they are. You know, the show all the protecting and of course, share the work in a penny. The what President Boga went June 7 after he gets fresh operation man in his chest. He happened it. When you Cody and Yaka qualified were the president at that time, they happened it. But talking to the lion, that lion there, they happened it. You know, we're not that problem with that man. Anything they want to do, they do it. They will know after the race, what kind of man. You know where the other men are. I don't know for now. If you know the issue of protesting, you know when you protest, if the government impacted on that, I don't want you to happen. You don't know what it's doing?
Okay.
But not you will protest. Or don't know what they ask them to do to the protest. But when you see them talking like that.
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you very much. We go to this other person. Let's talk to you. Hello, how are you? Quickly.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, KOK. I'm Joseph P. Calling you from Canada.
Go ahead, Joseph. Let's hear you, sir.
Can you imagine people calling saying that you don't need to protest? Where were they? The helicopter took the streets. Where were they?
Oh, yeah.
Emmanuel Gongwe, who's saying? Who blocked road? Today he's saying that the protest should be peaceful. You know for peace protest? You know for peaceful protest? We will protest against them. Because that deserves the thing that the people do to liberate people. They laugh off. Thank you for the show.
All right, thank you very much. We leave you right there, my dear brother. Let's take the second to the last caller. DJ Mavis has a lot of winners to call today. Please, he will do that. He will do that after my show. I'm confident. Let's talk to this person. Hello, how are you?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Are you coming? Are you Bali?
We're great. Thank God, my dear.
My name Rita. They see me do another play. I said, yeah.
Hey, ma, Rita. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I listen to all your show, but my first time calling you on the show here.
Okay.
Last day, then when I worry, we come outside with the market here. Oh, come outside. When I go to the room with buy, we put it on the battle. We carry with us. So then when I be scary, now protest. We run it every day.
Okay, from dollar market, they almost say they're ready every day. The masses of the Liberian people are getting prepared. Now, let me say this before we go. DJ Mavis will come back here. I'm seeing several winners here. He will come and call some of them. Yes, he will not have the time to call all of them, but he will call them. Once you play, your number is in the system. Relax. There are too many people who are waiting here, and there will be a lot of them who will be called. I'm not taking any more call because I have to wrap up and go. We got to be law-abiding. Let me say this to our people. Tomorrow, we'll come up with another conversation. But I believe Liberians have the right to protest. I believe so. Am I supporting the protest? I'll tell you tomorrow. I can say it today, but I'll tell you tomorrow. God's will. But Liberians have the right, especially when they deem it necessary and appropriate, When they see that their government is not proceeding rightly, they have the right to petition their government. They have the right to bring their government to book. They have the right to checkmate their government, and nobody should hold them responsible for doing so. We'll return here on tomorrow. But when the trust and the hope of the Liberian people are being laid down, when you break the Liberian people's trust and confidence, they have the right to come up. When you preach about being an old car park, living on loan, as an illustration of you being a poor, humble man, and they made you their president, and all of a sudden, you start to drive in a $1.23 million dual vehicle. You riding $1.2 million US vehicle. $1.23 million can build 4 hospitals in this country, 4 Google hospitals in this country, in 4 different counties, with medicine, everything inside. But I hear the president writing, and you say people should not come out to protest when they are hurt. They have the right to protest, and they should be accorded their constitutional right. Until we return on tomorrow, have a wonderful time. Marvelous will call all of the people who are going to be winning here on the platform. Let's take a break to be back on tomorrow.
And guess what? The people come and pay. I swear. I'm with the EPA with me. The son our men and they get it wrong. What's more than edition and signing from free bowl. I was there to, it's on us. We didn't buy it. Yes, we